Okay, let's just go into it because look at this, everyone. Oh, hold on. Of course, you cannot hear a thing I'm saying. We are going directly to the beginning. You know why? Because we have a newbie. Look, Sean is watching live for the first time. So, everybody, please say good morning and welcome to Sean. While I say good morning and welcome to you, welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. This is our morning get together live here on Facebook, where, as you know, we go looking for all kinds of interesting, fun, useful information that we can find so we can share it among ourselves and nurture our connections with each other, our connections with our city, Puerto Vallarta, or the city that brings us together anyway, and our connection with Mexico, which is, after all, the country where we are broadcasting from. That was a long welcome. Larsito. Lars is coming back tomorrow. So, the world could fall apart, but that's okay. Lars is coming back tomorrow after spending nurturing time with his family. I am so very happy that you did that and that you charged your energy. And now get ready for a lovely, lovely welcome from those of you that miss you and love you here in town. For the rest of you, we'll get into your comments in a second. But first, let us take a quick look at some of the news items that I have prepared for you this morning. Of course, at the top of the news, it rained. It finally rained. Like, it really, really, it was not one of the most spectacular, loud, thunderous downpours that will soon follow, but it was Saturday evening and it started raining when there was still light outside, I remember, and it rained for hours. It rained hardish, but it rained steady, most importantly, and it rained steady for a number of hours, and it was beautiful. But of course, once this happens, Mother Nature begins her transformation, which can be lovely to watch, but frequently peppered with inconvenience. Here is one of such inconveniences. Paso del Guayabo is gone. Now, if you don't know where this is a makeshift road that crosses the Ameca River up into the mountains. Well, not close to the coast anyway, but this is an important road as it is the only way to cross the Ameca River inland other than Highway 200. And in order for me to explain this, we have a little map. See, here's Highway 200, here's the airport, and this is the Ameca River right here, and this is how we cross it. Now, as you head inland and you follow the path of the river, there are no other crossings except for Paso del Guayabo, which again is put together with rocks and boulders and all kinds of chingaderas. It's not an actual road. It blocks the passage of water through the river. I mean, they do have some ducts for it, but inevitably, every year, once it starts to rain, this falls apart. So the only way to cross from Jalisco to Nayarit is to come down the highway 544 and then come all the way close to the ocean and then head north. Now, the interesting thing is that we have the Puente Federación, the Federación Bridge is right here, and this is still in limbo, and somewhere further up here is where the new libramiento coming from La Cruz de Guanacaxtla is going to connect and lead to the airport. Now, whether this is going to be a toll road or open for everyone to use without having to pay, it is unclear. All that matters here is that authorities are saying, no, we're not going to fix Paso del Guayabo this season, so it's gone. And I think they're doing that just so that they can concentrate their efforts on the new road once it opens. But of course, I am speculating. Take this with a grain of salt. The fact is, though, that it starts raining, the river starts doing what they do, and of course, things happen. But also, along the same lines, as soon as it starts to rain, Francisco Villa Avenue turns into a lake. And you know that. You've been here before, year after year. No matter how much the city tries to improve the flow of rainwater, it gets ugly, and it got ugly as usual. It does not take a lot of water for Francisco Villa to get ugly. And yesterday or the day before, I found myself walking through that whole neighborhood, and it really gets ugly flooding wise around that place where a lot was flattened recently. You know, we reported on that lot along Francisco Villa that was flattened to the ground. And of course, we know something's going to be built there. And I don't think it's going to be a hospital. Chances are it's going to be a condo tower. And of course, with the law the way it is right now, you have to have enough parking spots for your building within your design. And if they decide to build an underground parking lot at this spot on Francisco Villa where it gets flooded very easily, you know, I just don't mean to jinx the project that it has not even been announced, but it is bound to get really, really ugly. Don't get me started. But you know, we could have fun chronicling the flooding in that area if the building gets built. I don't know what's going to happen there, but it's not going to be pretty if it starts flooding. And more about water. Just a few days ago, we were commenting on the water deficit that is going on here in Puerto Vallarta. And now I read that the whole state of Jalisco has been extracting more water from the ground than allowed since 2019, when the state reached the allowed limit or allowed permits to extract water from the ground. So it could be that more than just our city is going on a deficit. It makes me appreciate how important this whole water issue is, although it's difficult to ascertain from a personal level. But we talk about this frequently, and we will continue to do so. It is time to be mindful, or more mindful, of how we consume water. And the last bit of news that I have, although there are many on any given day, we usually don't report on car crashes, or accidents of that nature here at Coffee and Headlines. I really don't think we come together to discuss this kind of stuff, but this one was next to inevitable. I mean, look at that flipped car right on the Malecon, and it happened just this morning. Apparently, it was a drunk driver who probably was just leaving one of the nearby nightclubs early this morning. And one has to wonder how freaking fast you have to go along the Malecon for your car to get tilted and go on its side like that and mess up a planter. We don't know exactly if there were any injuries. We don't know what the outcome of this was, but I saw these photos and I couldn't help but to go, what's the hurry? What's the hurry? That's what I ask. Anyhow, let's take a look at the weather to see what's going on out there. Purum pum pim. I can't believe I wasn't invited to Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un's slumber party, says snarky weather. Well, I was not invited either, and that is what it is. It is 28 degrees out there right now. Humidity is at 79%. And our weather forecast for today says we're going to have mostly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon. And we can expect a chance of rain of 63%, a high of 31, and a low of 22. Then tomorrow, Tuesday, light rain through the day with a chance of rain of 81%, a high of 28, and a low of 22. Wednesday, overcast skies in the morning with rain in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 68%, a high of 29, and a low of 21. Not bad, not bad at all. And moving right along with some of the rest of the content that I prepared for you today, she's gone. The Italian tall ship Amerigo Vespucci left Puerto Vallarta yesterday morning. And according to this report, 11,000 people actually managed to board the vessel and visit it. That is a number that is a lot higher, I think, than what we originally reported, or the number of visits that they had available. And this sounds chaotic on its own, 11,000 people coming and going through the maritime terminal. And this does not account for the rest of the people that were left waiting in line for the opportunity to get on board. Again, we saw a number of reports on the fact that a lot of people waited for many, many, many hours, even pass holders, and in the end, they were not even able to get on board, and or their passes were not honored. So much for that. Lessons to be learned, I suppose. And speaking of organizers, event organizers, let me remind you that we have the Spotlight this coming Wednesday, and we know that we're going to have someone from the International Friendship Club to tell us more about their fundraising efforts as they relate to an upcoming cleft palate clinic. Every year, the International Friendship Club fundraises to bring medical professionals to the area to address the needs of many, many children that are born with cleft palate. I'm not very knowledgeable on this, but that's what the Spotlight is about, for us to learn more about what is going on out there from the organizers themselves. Again, this is going to be on Wednesday afternoon, live at 4 p.m. And I have a little bit of a restaurant report to share with you. Yesterday, I went out and had dinner with a dear friend of mine, and I had gone out to walk for an errand, and I noticed that there is a new budget taqueria or taco stand in Colonia Versalles, and I am talking about Taqueria Los de Maza. And by Maza, this means Los de Mazatlan. This is a taco stand that comes from the city of Mazatlan. So they serve Sinaloa-style grilled tacos. It is located on Lucerna Street next to Freddy's. Some of you may recall that at this location there used to be a performance space called Plataforma 322. That space eventually closed down, and then it was turned into a car wash, and there has been a number of small eateries within the place. But this new taqueria literally takes over the space where the cars get washed during the daytime. They set up their tables, and that's where I had dinner last night. They serve a limited menu. They have sirloin, tacos and quesadillas, and tripe tacos and quesadillas. And they have these round edged tortillas, which we commonly know as sopes. These are apparently known as chorreadas up in the state of Sinaloa. And what you're looking at is a tortilla with a border. Think of it as a little Mexican pizza. And it has melted cheese and grilled meat and onion and delicious salsa. And everything was oh so delicious. And 2 bonus points for this place. Number 1, they make their tortillas right on the spot. So the flavor was just delicious. And something that is really huge on my list, I asked the owner, who was very nice, by the way, if we bring a bottle of wine, do you have a corking fee? And the owner said no. So I'm excited about this new, very basic but really flavorful taco stand. where all the meat is being grilled on the spot. It was just yummy. And of course, they have a Facebook page, and I'm going to share it with you at the end of the broadcast today. And all of this brings me to you. So let's take a look at what you're up to this morning and see what is going on in your lives. And I see a lot of good mornings, and this is always a beautiful thing. I'm looking for comments. Yes, Larcito's coming back. Yes, another chapter. Let's see. Salam. I got your email and I responded to it. I'm looking forward to seeing the photos that you wish to share with me, and it's good to see you. Sherry says, whoa, that's a lot of water in the street. And if that has to do with the photo that I showed you of Francisco Villa, that is nothing to compare to when it gets really, really ugly. Purum pum pum, purum pum pum. Alan says 92 days till Mexico excursion, to Mexico excursion, hoping for no floods and other chingaderas. Oh, that is so funny. Give me 1 second, please, as I will. That feels good. Let's see. Logan says day 1 of the 3-day mini vacation. No Wi-Fi? Oh no. No one wants to stay home when you don't have any Wi-Fi. I hope that situation gets resolved quickly. Laura asks, does the state get in hot water in relation to water infractions? I would imagine so. I mean, if there's a limit, there's got to be a limit for a reason. And if you go past that limit, there have to be consequences. What they are, I don't know the specifics of, but yes, water is a precious commodity, and we've been, shall we say, slightly abusive of its consumption in latter years. And congratulations, Laura, for booking your Christmas trip. Yes. Pum 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 pum. Logan comments on car crashes and notices an uptick. Yes, I mean, I see it every morning when I'm sifting through the choice of news that we have for any given coffee and headlines. There's always all kinds of stuff that just doesn't make it for the program just because it's that kind of accident-related content that I'm sure you don't want to know about. But that said, it's really important to drive carefully. And when you're walking out and about, to remember that pedestrians don't have the right of way the way some of you might be used to north of the borders. So just be mindful of that if you are visiting the city. Barbara says, looking forward to trying the new taco place. It was yummy. And I had one of those sope-like things, and then I had a lovely large quesadilla, and I had an agua de Jamaica. And the bill was less than 300 pesos, and that included a generous tip. And it was yummy. Oh, Chris, that car just wanted to roll along the malecón. Pum pum. There you go. Let's see what else we have. Mark says, thank you for mentioning the UFC. Linda is involved in the organization, and they do some good work. UFC. The IFC, International Friendship Club. Yes, I'm looking forward to hearing more about this program. Pum pum pum. And Carmen is here getting ready for her Yucatan dinner. This is exciting. It's great to see you, Carmen. I hope you're doing great with your ticket sales or your seats for this special event that you have coming up this weekend, right? I don't remember. Paula made tacos over the weekend. Mazel tov. And Alan is going to be a grandfather again. Congratulations. And Mark confirms what I thought. Mark meant IFC as an International Friendship Club. Not a bad way to start the week. We had all kinds of interesting news. We had yummy news and we had nature news. This whole water flooding and stuff. It's par for the course. It's what happens in the summer. And we have no choice other than to embrace it. I still have a bunch of questions that I want to run by you, but I'm going to pace myself so that we have interesting discussions all through the week. But for now, let us wrap it up right here. And I want to thank you, as always, for supporting Coffee and Headlines as you do, either by talking about it or by pursuing a membership, which helps a great deal, or buying the occasional coffees, which help a lot in order for us to be able to continue doing what we do. Moving right along, it's going to be a fun week. I'll keep you posted, and I hope you have a great day. Stay dry if you can. Stay fresh. Sleep well, as I have with all this rain. And I hope to see you again sometime soon, maybe even tomorrow morning. Take care.